Hi everyone, welcome to
Love in Life!
Woohoo! Woohoo! My name is Victoria Pakin and this is
Regina the wife.
and today we have lunch. Romantic lunch for us. Like we're staying at home, obviously. We're filming it, obviously. And our sunny boy is
On a play date. So he's hanging with his little buddy.
yeah.
And the house is so quiet, it feels so weird. Without our little guy.
Little guy, yeah, really weird.
Really weird. Like
But
it's just so quiet. And if you know our pet, Lucky, the snake.
She's very
Yes,
quiet.
we have a pet, Lucky. She's a ball python. Yes, and she's very quiet. So it's really quiet. So it's weird.
It's weird, but we're having fun. We
We're having
decided to
fun,
have a romantic lunch. It never happens that we're talking almost without Ariel here.
I know.
So yeah,
And he talks a lot.
and it talks a lot. So we decided to have it romantic. Sorry, we have both of our cell phones here in case he's going to call or something. So it's open. Yeah, and let's explain what we're going to eat today.
You explain. You're the foodie. I'm the eatie.
This is very beautifully set. Those are leaves, you know, mixed leaves something. On top there are mixed mushrooms, which we love, made with ghee and salt and, you know, yum yum yum, and garlic and those are, yes, sausages, but they are
Blood sausages.
black pudding sausages, Polish ones that I buy in local shop. Really nice. And Regina has
That's for me.
yeah,
It's for me.
for me.
For me. Not on your diet.
No, it's not on my diet, but it is how it's called, quesadilla,
Tortilla?
tortilla, quesadilla, tortilla. It's a corn tortilla, you know,
Pressed with
pressed with the-
melted cheese inside.
yeah. So yeah, that's what we're going to eat.
I need avocado. Guacamole.
And do we have avocados at home? I think we have avocados at home.
You know what?
Yeah,
I think we should have avocados at home.
maybe you will find avocado.
Now?
I don't know. For the next meal?
Yeah, for the next meal. No, I just realized we should have avocados.
We should have a, yeah, sometimes even we forget what happens now. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I should have
We
avocados.
should have avocado somewhere.
Mm.
I know. I always try to have avocados in our house, especially with my diet and with Regina's. And Regina and Ariel just love them.
Love avocados.
We love avocados.
Love, love, love avocados.
Yeah, so that's how black pudding looks inside. And it's definitely a textural thing, the black pudding. You
And
have
those
to love
are... No, you spin.
You have to love it or hate it, like there is no in the middle.
Love it! Love it, love it,
And
love it.
you can understand that my little guy don't like it at all.
No, little guy doesn't like
Doesn't like it.
it. Those are mushrooms.
You know,
They're kind of enoki mushroom, but look how long they are. They're kind of like spaghetti-ish.
if you're on low carb diet,
Those are marvelous.
you can use them.
Even if you're in a carb.
Even if you're on carb diet, like a regular diet or any diet, for this matter, you can use them instead of.
No, it still falls apart.
Yeah, I know it falls apart.
Oh.
Instead of how it's called,
Instead of pasta?
pasta or noodles in stir fries, and they feel just like noodles, and it's really nice. And you know, have it tasty and way less carbs than any pasta, rice pasta, whatever you use.
This sausage is fabulous.
Yes, it is. This is a bit of cayenne pepper.
It's a must in your dictionary.
Yeah. And this is green tea.
Oh yeah, we're drinking green tea. That's right. And there's another kind of mushrooms here, except of enoki mushrooms. And those are... Do you remember how they're called?
Shimi. I have no idea how they call it. Sorry, I don't remember.
Oops. Anyhow, they're good.
They're really nice.
Shimchi?
Shimichi.
Something like that, wasn't it?
I buy all of them in Asian markets with king oysters, mushrooms, and all of this. Like they are beautiful there, and the variety is awesome.
Can't get over how much I like that sausage.
So yeah, this is our lunch for today. Cheers with the tea. We are very original here.
Cheers.
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 Nice. Actually, the sausage is quite spicy. It's not spicy, but it's definitely a little bit of kick to it.
But it's a good kick.
But it's good. It's not
kick.
not overpowering.
No.
It's very nice. Nice.
Wow, it's so weird without the kiddo.
Like in our life, we almost never left him ever with no one.
No one.
So now he's
We had a few sleepovers with his in the past.
in the past friends,
But
not really,
not many.
Not many.
And we never had a
Babysitter.
babysitter, no. Actually, if you say a word, we should show you. If you mention the word babysitter to him, he freaks out. He's kind of
Funny.
doesn't want to stay with
Anyone.
that he doesn't know.
Yeah.
But he would
He would love to stay with,
with a friend or have a sleepover with a friend, but not
not in the...
with a total stranger. And yeah, and we never had a family to help us. So since he was a baby, he was always with us.
And he's so used to it that now... Funny story. It's not funny story, but it's more our psychology than something else. Everyone say childrens need their routines, blah blah blah, and it's so important. But in our case, at least I believe strongly, life unfortunately doesn't follow routines. Period.
Yeah.
It's not. And I found a lot of anxieties in adult comes from the idea that everything should go by the plan, and the routine, it's one of these things that it's planned, okay? You know where it happens, you know
What
how
to
it happens,
expect,
what
and
to
you have
expect.
everything figured out, basically.
And we all have this starvation for to know what's going to be next and etc. So it's one part because we never had any help. So he always been with us. Second part is because we had to move countries and I had no idea what it's going to have, and we had no idea what it's going to have. So he had to have some.
Yeah. He was 15 months old when we came to Canada. He was tiny baby.
Ability to
Be flexible.
deal with stuff and be flexible, and just 31 hours of flight by itself. Flights. It was three flights. With a baby, it's like huge.
It is huge.
So we decided that we teach him that he's going to be okay as long as he's with us. We took him to restaurants in 10 p.m. And in Israel it's socially acceptable.
And he's born in the summer, so
He was born in the summer, so
it was nice and hot. And at 10 p.m. we would go to a restaurant and we'd bring him with us, and he would just, nurse, and then he would sleep in his stroller, and it was all good. Yep.
And
He got really used to it, like he had no problems. Like we never had to go back and put him for a nap, like lots of people are stressed. Oh, it's a nap time. There's no nap time. We go with the stroller, we go for a whole day, like whenever we're doing, and he's in the stroller, and if he wants to sleep, he'll nap in his stroller. And
he will figure it out.
So he would nap in his stroller and then wake up, and We could do whatever, go for keep walking, whatever we did.
Walks, shopping,
anything, doesn't matter.
Stores. The only thing that I will say, it did affect him and us. He didn't sleep. He didn't sleep for a long time. Like he was waking up all the time in the night, and he wasn't a good sleeper. And I know it took toll on us, especially on me, because he was nursing for a long time. And you know, but
that was hard. The nights were tough.
The night was tough, and I'm not saying that it's not tough. Easier to make you know, routine, and the child sleeps better. But after 2 years, the child could handle anything. Like until these days, if he's not, like, I know the children in age of 8, 9, and etc. very stressed about like food or you know all that, and I hear all the moms saying, "Oh, he's low sugar kicks in and he becomes a monster." It never happens to us. Ariel can handle, you know, low sugars, high sugars. He's very, you know,
yeah, balanced
boy.
Yeah.
And I think this is part of it, that because we already taught him that it's okay to have changes, and a lot of changes in the life, and it can be fun. So now he has this approach in life. Okay, let's do something. What can we learn? What can we do? And I think it's the curiosity part as well.
Oh yeah, he's very curious. Remember? Well, now we're actually home today because it's the weekend for us. Because he wanted to play with his friend. Yeah. Otherwise, we always go somewhere. Like we would go to museum or something today because the weather is, well, it's raining in Vancouver. It's raining in Vancouver. That's a shocker, isn't it?
Whoa! When we came, our neighbors told us, don't expect sun. It may come, but it may not come for 2 months. Otherwise, you will be depressed. So yeah, this is our Vancouver.
Yeah. So
don't expect it. Yeah. It's not. It's always a nice bonus.
Yeah, it is. So he wanted to play with his buddy. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we're all not great to wake up early in the morning, but again, if we need to go somewhere and plan, well, that's the only thing we need to kind of plan. If we need to go early the next day, we actually need to get us to bed earlier, because we can go to sleep. Like last night he went to sleep probably what?
Around 12?
Around 12 he was playing with his buddy. Forever. And lucky for us, he has a friend, and his dad is really easygoing, so they can play till late. Like, you know, there's no 8 o'clock or whatever, 7 o'clock on the weekends. No problem. So until he went to sleep, we did some stuff online, and we went to sleep actually at 4 a.m. And it's all good. But if, again, we have to go out and we plan someday like going out for the whole day, then we try to get to bed, well, but hopefully before midnight, hopefully.
But planning is not scheduling. And this is what I'm saying. Like, when you have the plan and you plan for it, which is awesome, but it's not scheduling. It's not that you have like every time, you know.
Good that I said that. Now we can, you know, get into the point. Good one. Yeah. Just planning, not scheduling. We're not living on schedule. Like, we can wake up, but again, if he needs to stay up, like on New Year's Eve, we stay up like, I don't know,
and we never had
4 in the morning or something. Never had a problem. It was perfectly fine. It doesn't bother me, so he'll sleep later the next day. He's not even really cranky. He just kind of he becomes a little bit slow and kind of drags himself a little bit. But he's not grouchy or anything. No, really. He's fine.
He will be lying down or something, but he's never, like, he's so used to it that he doesn't bothers him really.
Doesn't react to those changes dramatically like a lot of kids do.
You know what? His beloved trainer left from his school, like martial arts, and I thought, oh, it will be so much drama, and he really loved him, and you know how it works with the kids. And yes, he misses him, but it wasn't as drama as I would say it would. Like, he was crying a little bit. And,
Yeah, no, it was really sad, but
less than 24 hours. It's
yeah. And we explained him that changes happens, that the way life it is, and he went for a different, better opportunity for him, and he understood that, and although he was sad, and of course he's sad, like it's totally okay to be sad, and we let him to deal with his emotions, talk to him, and he's okay.
He's okay. It's not like so bad, you know. So yeah, changes are good.
Changes
And to
are
be awesome.
Changes are part of life. You can't really avoid changes. And you need to accept changes the way they are, because if you hold on tight to what you know and you forget, you're really scared of changes, really putting all your energy out to keep something that is not there, because
something doesn't
that
work
is
for you
belongs to the
anymore.
past. Exactly, it might not even work for you. It probably doesn't work for people anymore.
Yeah.
But they're just so scared of changes that they just stuck to their old routine.
And trust me, it comes from parents that had to immigrate twice in their life.
Oh yeah,
And
we're not just saying it. It's
not
personal
it's not
experience.
Personal experience. It's scary. It's
We had our share of stress from changes and stuff, and we just learned to accept things the way they are and just go with it, not to resist.
So yeah, change is good. Change is, you know, sometimes it's scary and frightening, but
It's part of life.
it's part of life. The only thing that you can know for sure in life, 100%, that there are going to be changes. And this is, like, life is change. Everything, like, you know, age, health, choices, work, whatever.
Friends, your surroundings, like everything.
You know, everything, it's changing. It's always changing, and people change, and you know, sometimes it's harder than other times to accept that people change. Sometimes you change. You know, you don't like the same things that you liked before.
No.
Or you are not in the same mindset that you was before, and sometimes you just don't belong to the places or to the events that you were belong before.
And the people you grew up with, you all change, and some days you like
Find that
even your old friends, you're like in two different universes. Like you totally don't have nothing absolutely in common.
And it's sad. It can be sad, and it can be, especially with people, you know, or sometimes like we discover that, you know, the person is or something, but sometimes it's not that you're just not in the same state of mind anymore. And before, this part was resonating with you in some point, or and when you grow up and you know it doesn't seem right anymore. But a lot of times it's just because you changed, and it's hard. It's
Well, sometimes they change too.
sometimes people change too. You know what? It's hard.
Excuse me for a second. We're going to do a pause. We haven't opened the door. I'm coming.
Sorry, it's our precious little boy came back.
He's back.
He's back. He's back. So yeah, now he's just sitting in his room.
Yeah. What we're saying?
I have no idea.
Changes. Must be changes.
Changes. Yeah. Yeah, changes is always.
Everybody changes. As sad as it is, sometimes just need to accept and certain things, let it go, because sometimes it just the way it is. It's not necessarily someone's fault. It just you like grow apart.
And I find that a lot of times we are changing.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, we've changed a lot. The last.
Yeah.
How many years?
Oh, yeah. We're always changing.
No, we're changing. I know.
A lot of people it's hard to keep up with. But yeah. So we need to accept our changes even if we don't like them
I know.
at first. But usually our changes was always to the better.
Yeah, even if at the moment when it happens, it's really sad because you lose some people that you considered your friends and you knew them for so many years, and we just changed so much, like we didn't
even notice when it happens.
So, like we just happened.
I know. It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah, sometimes it's
But anyway, changes in life are inevitable.
yeah, and sometimes there's drama involved.
Yeah.
When you involve with people, obviously. That happened as well, but you know
But
what?
the thing is, sometimes we don't know about it, but sometimes we attract those drama to our lives.
Yeah.
And a lot of times this is our reaction to things that brings the drama. And it's always seems that all the people around us are drama, but if you look closely to your reaction, I mean, how you do it, sometimes you attract those dramas to your life, and
That sucks.
it sucks, but it happens. Actually, yeah.
Oh yeah. Guilty as charged.
Sometimes you think, oh, blah blah blah, but we look a lot for what happens from outside. We look a lot inside, because we attract those.
We tend to dig in.
Dig in, because a lot of times that it's something happening from outside, it's a reflection of some thoughts or a belief
Internal
pattern
beliefs.
or energy that we hold for ourselves inside.
Yeah, we believe that the external outcomes or whatever happens in our outside life is a reflection of what's going on inside our heads, basically. Just an external reflection of what's going on inside. So, and sometimes you look, it's like, holy beep, did I really attract that? I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no.
And it doesn't mean that you need to go to those, guilt and shame, because a lot of people that look at themselves, it's like more like self-loading. In our case, it's not this case. It's case, okay,
No,
we
you
have those traits, so let's deal with them, because a lot of time under those traits there are emotions of hurt, of some kind of brokenness, or some kind of
childhood traumas.
childhood traumas, or traumas in general. So yeah, so instead of like guilt, we're trying to address those emotions and to support each other with those emotions, go through those emotions and validate, because the most problematic things in our life, it's validation, and we all need those validation, external validation, unfortunately, but it's truth, because that's how we brought up. The child always look at someone's, like parents or role models, to see validation of himself, and we did it as well. And usually parents, especially our parents, not so validating, let's put it this way, or even contra, especially on emotions and on this level.
The emotions were largely ignored.
Like, because like if you say to someone a lot of time, I feel stressed, I don't feel, so a lot of time people will say, yeah, but count your blessings, you do this, do that, do this, and the person feels actually
Bad because he's
Bad.
like whining.
bad and guilty. And as I always
the
say,
leaves.
thank you. You see the leaves? Guilt and shame are the lowest energy patterns ever that you can find in person. So sometimes it's enough for someone else to say, you know what, I hear you. I know it's hard, I know, but let's see what you have. Let's see how we to the positive. And the validation parts, sometimes, a lot of time we tend to dismiss the emotions underlying. And the drama actually comes from people around that need actually validation, and instead of it we give them the perfect solution. And people usually don't ask for perfect solution, they ask for validation of their feeling and emotions and of their being, unfortunately. That's why we love all, like as a YouTuber, you love always the good comments and you hate the, and it bothers you when it's not a good comment because, it invalidates you, but someone who write those comments want validation of himself. So I'm so right, you are blah blah blah, so it's like feels better that he validates himself when he's judging you, which is okay if we can treat you like this. I don't mind.
Just want to say, counting your blessings is wonderful, and it's a very important thing,
and it must be done.
It must be done. On the other hand, feeling sucky or want some emotional support from outside, it doesn't. And if you complain here and there, it doesn't mean that you don't count your blessings. That was always confusing to me as a child. Oh, you should be grateful. What is it? As like, as fairly little child, I was like, well, it doesn't mean I don't appreciate all the good things I have in my life. Why it doesn't give me any? Why don't I have the right to complain about something that I see is not right, like that happened? Like, why can't I complain? Can I feel bad sometimes, even if everything is okay? Can I just feel bad sometimes? I don't know what the reason. It's just whatever the reason is. So I think those two things coexist naturally, and if you feel that you always have to count your blessings but you can't feel bad, that's kind of sucky, because what do? Bottle those all negative emotions? What do you choke on them and they haunt you in your dreams? Which they do anyway. But yeah, I have my share of nightmares. But anyway, like it's just the way it is. You're allowed to feel bad, you're allowed to express your emotions, and bottling them actually will cause more problems, because it just...
You know what, sometimes even I come to her and I said, okay, now I'm smart now. It took us forever, but to get to this point, but I'm smart, and I said, okay, now I need you to listen me. And, and I said, blah, 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 and I'm starting to, and blah blah blah, and this and that, and blah blah blah, and even before she would react, years before, she would react, oh yeah, but you have this and you have this, and we are healthy and we are happy. So now she says, she like sits as we are looking at me, and I said, you know what, you're right, it sucks, and you know what, and it's so important, and sometimes just those understanding, and actually we feel those. And if you have good communication with your partner or friend or someone in your life, this techniques helps when someone comes to you. You need to validate the feeling a lot of times, and this is what we all lack. Because at schools, let's say, if child comes to the teacher and says blah blah blah, I feel bad, she said, oh nice, but you need to do this.
Yeah,
or but like they're brushing them off.
The same with as a kids, right?
We had it.
We were screwed.
We had it rough.
Hard and rough. Yes.
Because in the Russian culture, as it is, emotion does not exist. Period. My grandmother, I love you so much, and she does not understand English. And my grandmother always said to me, I'm doing only what needs to be done. It's never been about joy, emotions, something that want. It's always need. So she tried to, always let me feel that I need to do, and I need to do only things that I need to do. That's it. And this is the life, and this is the
core of the thing. It's like you're not important, whatever you feel, whatever you think is not important.
Things
you need to meet the expectations.
Needs to be done.
Exactly. And meet the expectations of whatever, I guess, society and your family sees that you need to do. Mostly family.
Mostly family, but a lot of schools,
like all the expectations. Everything. It starts with the parents and moves to society. Like you expect to do this and this and this, like comply.
Really? It's comply, and it's not emotional, and it needs to be done. It's behavioral management. So you need to behave, okay? But no one ever goes. It's only now we're starting to scratch the surface. Only scratch.
Not even scrape, just a bit scratch
the surface of emotions that beyond any behavior, they lie, ocean of emotions that bring to this behavior, and a lot of time invalidated emotions and bottled up emotions, and it's so bottled up that people even not realizing having them, especially adults. And it's exactly the same thing we teach to our children, that the emotions are not important, the behavioral is. And this is dead wrong approach to anyone. So we had to untaught ourselves
To feel,
yeah,
to allow ourselves to feel, well, you probably still feel. What I'm trying to say is express your feelings. Give them, say them out loud. Admit, first of all, that you actually have
them.
Have them.
Because a lot of us are in denial. And
Contributes to a lot of anxiety issues.
And that's why we're out there and we're coming to you every day in some form, recipe or whatever form, just to let you know that, we're there. And a lot of time, like, we're sometimes bitching and telling you negative things, just because I think it's very important to have all array of emotion, and it's very authentic and therapeutic can be to a lot of people on the other side and on this side of the camera.
Yeah, we're real. We actually didn't plan to talk about this.
No, even
we had no plans. It's like, we'll just rolling the camera and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we finished for today.
I think we're good. I'm stuffed. I'll save this for later.
Yeah, you can easily.
I'm stuffed.
I'm stuffed. It was good lunch.
It was a good lunch. I enjoyed it. I like that.
Thank you, honey, for this romantic vent of emotions.
Romantic vent of emotions.
Yeah, this is the punch that comes.
Punch?
Yeah, punchline.
Oh, punchline. No.
Yeah, no punchline.
Okay.
So that's it.
That's it. Alrighty.
So alrighty, and let us know what you think about your emotions and how you express them and how you validate your emotions and others. And if you tend to dig deep or not so much, it's hard.
And that hurts.
It hurts. The digging is hard. And if you are on depression, anxiety, and or this line, it's okay to have them, and it's okay to experience those emotions. And if you need help, please get help. It's very important. So yeah, emotional. Oh, it's going out of the blur. Oh, we're back. So if you have emotional problems, please get help. It's really, really, really crucial. Emotional and psychological well-being is the most important part of anything. You can't have healthy body with sick emotions. It doesn't work this way. It's always another way around. If you're completely healthy in your mind and completely healthy, you can't. Your body, and even if you have some sickness and etc., it's always way better, and the prognosis is way better. Everything is way better. So yeah, deal with your emotions in the way that you know, and if you don't know, go to help. Yeah, we're pro help.
Pro help, absolutely, because we had each other to dig in
and
into
we're
our
lucky.
emotions, and we're lucky. But you know what? We're growing together.
Aww.
I know, and fixing our emotions and bruised.
And a lot of time as an immigrant especially, it's hard to find the resources for emotional health.
Oh yeah.
And usually you have so much, when you start your life from zero at some point, and especially not in the age of 20 or 19, you start, the resources are not always available for the emotional needs, but make sure to have those resources for your emotional need. So that's it.
There is a lot of people out there that can help you, for sure.
Yeah. And there are free groups sometimes, and there is a lot, at least something
just seek for some support. Absolutely.
Some support and guidance. It's crucial.
Crucial.
Yeah. So on this happy note, be happy, healthy. We love you so much.
Yep.
Thank you for being with us.
Yep.
Thank you for coming back for more and more of Mukbangs.
Yep.
Yep.
Whatever she said. Yep.
Yep. So yeah, and we really love you.
Love
and
love you.
thank you for being with us, and you are our support group, you know it.
Yep.
As much as we are yours. So hugs and loves.
And cheering for each other.
Yay!
Yay.
And you know, as usual, don't forget to subscribe. Write us
Subscribe. Write us a comment. Thumbs up us. And cheers!
Love and life! Good one.
Oh, I could have gone a little bit longer. I just thought it's a bit too much. Woohoo!
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, so
bye.
bye. Thanks for your support.
Let us know where you are and how your emotional state, because it's so important to, you know, to let it out. So yeah, bye.
And thanks for your support.
And thank you for your support. Social media, check Ariel's Etsy shop, and support us on Patreon. Thank you, love you all, bye.